Huh, I feel like I enabled something wild, bruh. A few weeks ago, I uploaded a video talking about how I've been seeing somebody lately, and I do like her a lot. But ever since that situation, she's been acting very yandere. Like, she has become so infatuated and obsessive. But I'm not really bothered by it too much. It just feels like I flipped the switch ever since that night, and I don't know how to turn it off. So check this out, right? Look at this screenshot. I cropped it because I'm not trying to show my location. But as you can see, it mentions there's an AirTag around me, one that isn't mine. Now, if you're on Android or you don't understand what that is, AirTags are used to track items or devices, right? I have one on my puppy's collar, for example, because if my puppy gets out of the house, at least I could track him, right, on my phone or something. And I also have one on my wallet, my keys, in case I dropped them, I could trace them back. Now, I've never seen this message pop up before, ever in my life. So I'm like, raggy? But let's take a step back in this story because this is how this all started. Sometime last week, someone who I usually do contract work with, he sends me a long text message and he goes like something like, "Hey, Andre, I have this gig for you, but it requires you to work with some of my employees. And we have an office. We have several offices in London, Birmingham, and Durham. How do you feel about relocating to the UK?" So basically, I'm asking him, you want me to move to the UK for this job and just leave everything behind? My whole life is here in America. Just leave it all behind? I literally just moved too. Which, P.S., this is why I didn't upload for the past 5 days or so, because it's so noisy where I moved to. It's hard for me to record unless I'm like up at 3 a.m. in the morning. So him and I went back and forth, and he told me how much he's going to pay for the work and he will cover my living costs and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I told him, this sounds like a good opportunity. Let me think about it for a little bit. This is a big change, but a huge opportunity still. I don't know. Based on what he's telling me, this is basically me starting over at life, a new life overseas. And, I don't know. So I share this with a few people, and maybe this is my fault. Maybe the timing was bad. So that girl I said I've sort of settled with, right? I told her about all of this, and she crashes out on me. First, she sent me an upside down smiling face emoji. Then she's telling me that she's crying a lot at work. Like, she was literally like crying. And it was bad that I didn't know what would throw her off like that. And she was saying that she was afraid that I was going to get back with Samantha and that, I would break up with her because, we're like, I have to go overseas now. And y'all remember from the Aqua anime, Laura Samantha, right? Samantha lived in the UK. So she thinks if I move back to the UK, I'm going to be closer to Samantha and I'll get right back with her since it's convenient. And I'm like, nah, that ain't happening. I'm done with her. But I guess you're justified to feel that way, to think about that. I mean, also, if I move to the UK, like her concern, I don't know how this relationship is going to keep working. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I dated someone overseas for years, so I can handle it personally, but I don't know if she can. Anyway, her and I didn't necessarily fight about this, but it definitely made her upset. But at the same time, she was really happy that I got the offer. So ever since that conversation, I told you she was on yandere mode already from the last story time. Since then, since this conversation, it amplified. It got like 10 times worse. She wants to spend every single breathing moment with me because I feel like she thinks that I'm just going to, like, this is like her last moments with me. Like, before I like go overseas and that's it. It's like she's getting very possessive. She's getting very obsessive, which if you listen to other videos, this is the same thing I said I like though. But like, I don't know, this feels different to me. This is not the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has an attachment style where it feels like I'm being followed everywhere. It's like there's like a shadow behind me everywhere I go. But it doesn't bother me. It's just new to me because it doesn't bother me because I'm not doing anything wrong. I have nothing to hide. I don't mind her being around me all the time. We never argue either. So it's not like, it's not a pain for her to be around me. Like, I don't even think we've ever fought ever since I met her, by the way. She's super sweet and caring, but she be watching my videos too and she finds it funny. So she's watching this one too. So this is where the AirTag thing came in, right? So when I got that notification, if this ever happened to you too, it will show when the AirTag was first seen and when it was last seen. You can also make it play a sound and trace it back. And it shows the exact path it traced you on. Like, it'll show on the map where this AirTag was following you at. So I tried to trace the AirTag back, right? Try to find it on my car, and it said it can't be found. I'm like, how is it tracing me, but it can't be found? It also won't play a sound. I can't even find it nowhere in my car. I was searching all over in my car. It said it was first seen. The AirTag was first seen at 3:15 a.m. Yo, I was sleeping at 3:15 a.m. So it wasn't me in my car at 3:15 a.m. So someone put it in my car or around my car at 3:15. So, I showed her the notification, right? Because I'm like, what the heck? I'm like bugging out. I'm like, somebody put an AirTag on me or something. So I sent her a notification, right? A picture of it. And she sends me a laughing emoji. I'm like, what? And she said, and I quote, she left something in my car by accident. I'm like, bruh, what do you mean by accident? How do you leave an AirTag in someone's car by accident? Who just walks around with dangling AirTags and drops them in people's car? So I'm asking her, why? Why did you, quote, accidentally leave something in my car like that? You know what I'm saying? And because we literally share our locations on the iPhone thingy, whatever it's called, right? Like, bro, you know where I'm at 24/7. What's the point of the AirTag? And she's like, well, you don't charge your phone, and then the location stops updating because like on battery saving mode or something like that. And I'm like, bro. So I asked her, where is it in my car? Like, you don't need the AirTag in my car. She tells me it's on my car, not in it. So that explains why I couldn't find it. It wasn't in my car this whole time. It fell off while I was driving. She must have stuck it somewhere and then it came off, right? I must have hit like a bump or something. You don't just drop an AirTag by accident on the exterior of someone's car, bro. So I'm like telling her, yo, you don't need to do all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm very to myself. I'm not on dating apps anymore. I'm not doing anything besides working, going to the gym, and sleeping. And she's telling me that it's more concerning to her now since she thinks I might get back with Samantha. She thinks I might be plotting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it's making her crash out. And I'm like, I don't think that's a valid justification to AirTag my car when you literally have my location on. And she said, yeah, but you be doing hacker stuff. You like spoofing your location. I said, no, I don't. Not on my iPhone, at least. Maybe on other things. So you basically don't trust me. You think I'm going to get back with Samantha, who lives across the Atlantic Ocean. So you AirTag my car like that's going to reassure you. I'm not even going to bring my car overseas. So what the heck? You know what I'm saying? I didn't even say I agreed to. I got the offer. I never agreed to it. That's the thing. I didn't say yes or no. It's an offer that's on the table still. But come on, cuh. Hey, listen, this is how I found the AirTag on my car, bro. This is a story all about how the AirTags turned my life upside down. And y'all said last video in the comments that she's a keeper. Now look at this. Is she still a keeper, y'all? Would y'all still keep it? I'm still keeping it. Well aware of the red flags. That's what makes it fun, though. Nah, I'm bugging. BPD Demon Aku returns. But no, seriously, I should probably set boundaries earlier. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Because even though this is a red flag and scary, I don't know why. I don't know. Is it weird if I say I like her more? I don't know. This is. I might have to make a whole series on this. Yo, this might be a Yandere girlfriend series at this point. Another character in the Aku anime. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Like, you ever had something crazy? Like, this is the first time I've ever seen an unknown AirTag around me like that. Let's like pop up like that. Anyway, this episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. I'm out.